Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Uh, and a very good day to Prof. Mutalib. My name is Muhammad Haikal bin Hassan, and today I'm going to present to you on the Hyatt Regency walkway collapse, which occurred in the United States of America. This intro, the Hyatt Regency Hotel walkway collapse occurred on July 17, 1981, at the Kansas City Hyatt Hotel, which this incident resulting in the death of 114 people and injured a total of 200 more. So, this incident occurred a year after the hotel's debut, where there's a function or there's a dance competition. A total of 1,600 people gathered there. So, the design of this walkway provide excellent vantage point, uh, which can sustain about 40 people on the second level and 20 people on the fourth. So the fourth and the second, the chronologies of these incidents happens when the fourth and the second floor collapsed and both fell onto the lobby floor, indicating the weight of the individuals on the walkways was too great for the walkways to support. What causes the fall or this incident? So the first point is that the fourth walk, the fourth floor walkway ceiling rods, as you can see on the picture, failed to support the loads applied on the walkways, which causes it to fall and glide into second floor walkway. This is due to the manufacturer's modification of the rod actors at a later stage, which was not suitable and cannot sustain the loads applied to it. But miraculously, the third floor walkway is able to sustain and survive, and the only walkway that held the anticipated load. So, as the investigation was held, it has been revealed that the third floor walkway was the only that was able to hold the anticipated load, while the fourth cannot sustain, and the second one and second floor also can sustain, which the load was too great as the fourth floor glided with it, plus the load of the people on it. So based on the IEE Code of Ethics, there's three things this incidents violates the Code of Ethics, which is the first one is the public interest, where the public interest was ignored in the collapse, which led to tragic death and injuries. And the engineers responsible for this incident failed to ensure structural soundness in the project. Okay. The second one is the integrity. So, which I had said in the slide before, the redesign in the later state of the walkway, without the adequate research and input, weakened integrity, which led to the weakened integrity and ethical basis where the designer or the engineer involved change or modify the design and specification without any research or any guidance. And this also reveal a lack of openness and in decision making, and puts a question on the professional integrity of the individuals involved. And the last violation is the competence. Higher agency workplace construction lacks competence, where reveals that lack of technical understanding and load-bearing capacity evaluation. Even though before the construction started, there's got an evaluation had been done in order to predict the amount of load that will be applied on the walkway. But in the original plan or original design of the walkway, also actually cannot sustain the original can sustain the load that will be applied due to the lack of competence of the designer and the company involved. We move on to the ethical issue of this incident. The first one is public safety, where it's the same as the violation before. Public safety is the most significant ethical problem, where the parties involved did not believe that their acts endangered the public health, safety, or welfare, where the main reason is the modification without proper guidance, where they just change the design and does not think of it being safe or not. Uh, where the fact that this is what I said before, the fact that the initial design wasn't even suitable in the first place is another ethical dilemma that cannot be disregarded. Where even the first design or the first evaluation of the design was not even able to sustain the weight, the load that are going to be applied. So, according to a website called Online Ethics Center, claims that when an investigation was carried out in the wake of the collapse, several troubling facts were exposed. So, what are the troubling facts? We will move on to the next slide. These are the facts. Two main facts that has been found, which is the fabricator changed the design from one rod to a two-rod system to facilitate installation. However, this increased the strain on the connector and eventually lead to the collapse of the walkways. And the second fact is that on October 14, 1975, a roof connector at the north end of the atrium collapsed, causing over 2,700 square feet of the roof to collapse. The owner of the hotel, Crown Center Development Corporation, ignored requests for an on-site project representation to check fabrication during construction phase, resulting in increased costs. So both of these facts uh, are hidden and only to be known when the investigation had been done. So this negligence or this irresponsibility of the parties involved are one of the biggest ethical problems which caused to this uh, collapse. So we've moved on to the consequences for this misconduct. Uh, the involved structural engineers or the involved parties for this construction were found guilty of willful conduct, even though they are not uh, found guilty of doing a crime, but they lost their license and ASCE membership, which means that they lost their privilege to become engineers in the future. So, over 300 lawsuits were filed, seeking a total of $3 billion in damage for this collapse. So, now the consequences is that a total of $140 million were given to victims and their relatives. The hotel also undergone several improvements, including a reinstalled single walkway supported by columns and uh, not supported by suspension rod anymore, and a new lobby with no connecting walkways is redesigned to the third level. What are the key lessons we can learn from this incidents? The first one is that civil engineers around the world are still closely examining the fatal structural failure, which serve as a lesson for similar projects in the future. Which are the main key lessons that we must learn is that never depend on other people to act ethically. This is because we can control what others are doing. Everything they do are on their own. So whether you involve directly or indirectly to a construction project, you must do your part and make sure that everything is following the plan, the original plan, and even if there is any modification or any upgrading towards the original planning, must first verify that it is whether an official modification or just something like this incident. Okay. This failure also a matter of engineering ethics, which frequently cited as the ideal case study for STEM students worldwide. So, what is STEM? STEM is science, technology, engineering, mathematics. So, basically, the science students are learning this failure around the world in order to take it as a lesson. Okay, I think that is all from me. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, everyone. So, have a good day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.